move on to Europe.
Are you not allowed to say anything, or you just don't know?
I actually don't know.
Oh, you really? Well, yeah, if you ever get a chance, I'd really encourage you to look at what they're protesting, just on Instagram or anything. Okay. It's really interesting, and yeah, have a good day.
Latest we hear is they're not coming tonight. They might bring a crane tomorrow and get out here from Euston Road. They might close Euston Road, get a crane in there tomorrow and do it that way.
As my friend said, they're too scared to talk to you. Reason being is if they speak to you, they'll get sacked. Yeah. Their livelihood will get the whole lot. And
but that's the cycle, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
Nothing's going to change unless that's broken.
It's like for them, unfortunately, again, like you said, it's their job, yeah? It's their bread and water. And they have to follow instructions of big guys, you know, a whole lot.
Happening all the time in construction. That's
exactly.
why I'm training as a safety manager. I'm training as a safety manager now because I work in construction, and if you have any query about anything ethical to do with the environment, to do with anyone's well-being or safety, you're told, fine, if you don't like it, sign off shift. You won't get paid for today because I don't like your attitude. And that is what every single construction manager will tell operatives. We've got to remember the humanity of all. These guys are doing a job because they need to feed their families. Yeah, they're just under Boris Johnson's bribery and blackmail. It is emotional blackmail, and I will state on camera, I'm doing the NEBOSH National Certificate in Construction Health and Safety in order to get into the toxic system and use that consultancy status to challenge these managers and have them red carded, not the operatives.
Bad people, and I feel that's almost definitely the same case for you as well. But what you are currently doing, the work that is currently getting you your paycheck, that's bad work. That's not respectable work. That's work that is endangering people's lives. That's work that is putting people's human rights at risk.
Tonight, when I said to the police officer there, I said, look, you guys have stripped them of all their clothes, you took their shelter away from them, you took away the food and water. Can you give them food and water?
Okay,
you guys
completely understand your frustration on that.
Yeah.
But you're missing the point. What? That's not me.
Do you know what?
That's not this guy.
Actually,
that's not any of my team here.
Can I say something, right?
Of course,
Like us as the night team,
yeah.
Right? There was a lady here the other night,
yeah.
and she said that she was in this camp,
yeah.
and that she had lost her medication.
Yeah.
And me and my colleague, and she said it was in a locker.
Searching everywhere around
She
the
said
site.
it was in a locker that was labelled number 6 locker in there, and I went and I looked in there, and unfortunately it wasn't there. And then we called people from other positions, searching in the brain amongst the racks, looking for her tent and her medication.
So answer me again, yeah?
Because we were concerned about her well-being.
If your boss said something that you thought that you could physically do,
I have
you
a
weren't
choice. I have a choice.
I know you have a choice. I'm wondering how you would
Genuinely, if I got asked to do something that I was happy with, I'd be like, sorry, you guys can get someone else to do it.
I do have a voice.
I'm happy to hear it, and I just want to encourage you to exercise it. Right? I've got friends in there, and I want them to be safe. And I want every officer that you're working with to think like that.
I wish that was the way, but then I wish that was the way when you guys, like I said, there's good guys and there's bad guys on your side of the bench too. So I know what I can do is the best of my ability to make sure that these guys are safe, healthy, and that they come out on the good side. Yeah, that's all I can do.
There's a natural tension towards you guys and the protesters because unfortunately you represent the company that you work for.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like the guy said, it's the same with the police.
Yeah.
With all the police brutality and etc., people are going to give a stigma. And that doesn't mean that the individual itself is bad.
Yeah, for sure. And we don't have anything against you as individuals because we're, you know, we probably get on like we're all just people. Exactly. But you guys, by working in the position you are benefiting the company that you work for, and that's who we have an issue with. Do you understand? It's perpetuating the situation. I know, I completely understand that, but you also have power in yourselves to make your own decisions and what you stand for. And I invite you to question who you're working for.
That's why he said if I got asked, I said I'm happy to earn the money that I need to earn to support myself and my family.
Yeah.
But whilst I'm working for these people that you don't like, if they ask me to do something that doesn't sit right with my morals or my conscience, I will be like, sorry, you have to get someone else to do it. That's not me.
I agree. So I question.
But I will stand here and make sure that no one gets into it.
And that you're keeping people safe. I agree. But do you know do you know why we're here? Do you know what we're protesting? Do you actually know what we're? Do you not agree with what we're protesting?
There's something I don't agree with.
I mean, the way that we operate, I can understand if that's a bit weird for you. But what we're actually trying to draw attention to is what's important. I don't know if you know how destructive this project will be, and the taxpayer are paying for it. It's fundamentally wrong, and it just upsets me that I know on an individual basis we're all good people, but it perpetuates it when you continue to support these kinds of projects by working under these establishments. Do you know what I mean?
When you get as I was saying to the guy that's going here, right? Like, you guys are passionate about this, right? Me personally, this is a means to an end.
Yeah, for sure.
Say this is what I'm not passionate about it.
Yeah.
I don't care about what trains get built or what trees get cut down. Me personally, it's not my passion. But I said to him, if they said that we can never dance again, or that we can never go to a nightclub again, or play a sound system again, then I would be as passionate as you guys.
I'm right there with you, but to be honest, the people that are speaking out here aren't just passionate because it's a crazy event that they can take part in. They're passionate because it's. I really just want you guys to understand why we're here and how destructive the project actually is. Because it's not just about sitting in trees and drumming the drums. It's fundamentally, it's a lot deeper than that, and it's connected to a lot of the issues that we're all facing in society now. And I think you have power in yourself to change that if you care about it, which I think we all do really. It just gets lost in translation a lot of the time, you know what I mean?
And it's what it boils down to. At the end of the day, communication. People need to communicate so much more than what they do.
I agree.
And people need to hear each other more than what they do.
And we feel unheard, and that's why we have to create scenes like this so that we get attention, so that people listen to why we're actually here. And that's all we're trying to do.
And it's great that you guys are talking to us, because a lot of your colleagues aren't. And I think it's really powerful to hear you guys talk to us. I think the reason we're part of it is the fact that the rest of you guys aren't.
You've got to see the individual behind the uniform.
I completely agree. And I think it's important for you guys to be able to speak and have those conversations and have your free will in doing that, because then it gives us a level of understanding and it gets rid of that antagonisation that we're having between each other.
You touched on something that we were speaking about a bit before, about recognising your power, about what, regardless of what your boss says, regardless of what uniform you're wearing or whatever, like you did with that woman who needed her medication last night. That's you recognising your power and recognising that just because you're told you're on the opposite side to the protesters, you can actually help us. So my only ask to you lot, and I know it's going to be like, because I know that the idea of you giving up your job and putting down your badge and your radio and whatever probably isn't going to happen, is that while you are in that position, and you've got to recognise that now you are in a position of power, because you're on that side of the fence, and you're the ones that are being paid, and you're the ones that, like you said, you are the only people that can be responsible for our friends' welfare. So you've got to recognise that just because someone else who's also working for HS2 is trying to do something that is risking people's lives, you then have a capacity to at least have a conversation with that person to say, actually no, hang on, in the middle of the night, we should not be driving, or at any point we should not be driving any heavy machinery on this ground because it's making the tunnels collapse and that could kill people. And And that could be on any one of you lot who's working, whether it's the person driving that or it's you because you didn't say to them. So that's on you.
And I just also say, you know, on that matter, just because you are on that side of the fence doesn't mean you don't have a voice, doesn't mean you don't have power still.
If I didn't recognise my power, I wouldn't be here.
One of the guys, the point you're making, right? I think his name's Ben. Like, Ben asked me, he was like, can you go and get the guy that's in charge of like one of the tunnel teams that are trying to get your friends out? And he was like, can you go and find him so that I can have a conversation? And I was like, wait there, hold tight 10 minutes, I'll go and get that person. And I got him, and he came out, and him and that Ben went all the way over there to have that chat. And so, like, that's the thing, it's a tunnel team.
If it was your family in the tunnel that was constantly collapsing and was having its air supply cut off and it was getting flooded, you can understand the reactions that some of us have.
Yeah, no, totally.
Would you,
But like, hang on, let me just finish what I was going to say. Like, I'm not qualified. If they said to me, go down into the tunnel.
Sorry, I'm just wondering, would you help us get this over so he doesn't have to throw it? Can you do that? He's just got something he wants to give me.
What, you want to go that way?
He wants to throw it, but if you would help him.
Appreciate it, bro.
Nate, help.
I trust him. I trust him.
I'm allowed to throw it that way, but I can't help you bring it this way. Alright? So pass it here.
Thanks, bro. That's recognising your power. No, it is a little
Thank you for not filming.
No, it's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
I don't want to put you at risk. It's not for me.
Are you still filming?
I'm filming the conversation. Yeah, I think it's important that people.
I just wanted to ask some questions. What got you into this?
We're just filmmakers, and I mean we've been interested in the activism that's going on here, and we saw the news and we realised the coverage was really lacklustre and wasn't really showing what the opinions of the people on the ground was and what people were going through. So we borrowed a camera and a mic, and we're just here to document what's happening. We're hoping.
Just by carrying that camera and mic, you used to have got a bigger voice than everybody on that side of the fence right now, because your message gets across globally.
Yeah, I mean, people up there have been live streaming, people have been filming, like, we're just hoping to get the message out, because it's not being spoken about, you know?
Up in my hand, didn't it?
I really do. I think what you're doing is great.
Thank you, I really appreciate that.
Your whole future ahead of you, I think what you're doing is brilliant. So.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, look at what we're doing on Instagram, because honestly, it's pretty
Even just
important.
looking into it is enough. Like, really is.